Hello. We are back. We are back. What's going on, y'all? I am back. We lost internet. The internet here at my house is so bad. Hello?
You're not playing Dune today, little man?
I haven't played Dune in 2 days.
Dude, you were just playing yesterday, man.
I wasn't.
You were playing off stream, weren't you?
I wasn't.
Are you lying?
I'm not lying.
Okay, question. How many days of the past 7 days you played Dune?
5.
How many hours?
I think I've logged a total of 80 hours.
Wait, what? Wait, in 5 days?
I don't know if it's in 5 days.
That's a lot of hours, dude.
I think it's in 11 days.
11 days? That's what about? That's about, 7 hours a day? Do you take breaks for like food and stuff or no?
I have a bedpan. I pee like right here, and
All right, man. We're here to discuss business, though. Nice chat for a minute. It's time for us to get serious. Remember, we're enemies, okay?
all right.
All right. How you feel about Iran?
Iran.
Iran. You can say it both ways. I like to say it with the accent.
I think it's a disaster that Trump is the one who's being the diplomat for this. I think that it's real bad. I think Trump is a fucking buffoon.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that. Damn it, dude.
He can't. I don't think he can convey. He's not like an effective communicator. I think that I think he's profoundly stupid. I think that he's taken an alarmingly low number of like intelligence briefings. I don't think he would handle this with any sort of nuance or
Do you think Biden
professionalism at all.
Do you think Biden would have did it better or no?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but you do agree we should probably attack.
Well, now that Trump pulled us out of the Iran nuclear deal, and they might be, I honestly don't agree. There's nobody in Congress, there's nobody in our intelligence agencies that believe that they have any sort of level of enriched uranium that would constitute us attacking. So no, I don't believe we should attack. I think that us just blatantly, like, not agreeing with Trump's own appointed national intelligence person, Tulsi Gabbard, she says that they don't have enough uranium to have nukes. I'm sorry. I don't. I think this is Trump's a warmonger.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. They've literally said they want to destroy America and Israel.
They've always said that since the 1979.
Dude, they're definitely they're eventually going to make a nuclear bomb, dude.
Yeah, well, they weren't going to until Trump came along and got his dirty fucking dick beaters on the Iran nuclear deal.
Hey, don't speak about my president like that. So you're sorry, dude. Come on, we got to have a respectful conversation.
I hate Trump. I think he's a fucking nincompoop.
All right. Why did he even pull us out of the Iran nuclear deal? I forgot.
Because there was Obama.
Yeah.
Because Obama did it. He hates Obama. Republicans hate Obama. He didn't want to have him win. I know it sounds immature, but I mean, Trump is inherently immature. He did do that because of that.
That's my Trump. Anyway, what are you doing for Juneteenth?
Slapping MAGA wiener.
All right, that sounds like could be a good time. So, yeah, I don't have anything else to say. All right, man. Do you play World of Warcraft?
I used to, not anymore.
Dude, we should make characters in Classic WoW, dude. They have Classic Mr. Pandaria coming out. Wait,
Damn.
what, do you play DPS, healer, tank? What do you play?
Usually tank.
Dude, we'll
I was
get you in the guild,
Pandaren
man.
monk. The last time I played, it was actually during Mista Pandaria.
Yeah, they're doing the Mr. Pandaria Classic coming out in like 6 days.
Jeez Louise.
Consider it, dude, because we'll get you in the guild. We'll get you up there at the very tippy top, and we'll be doing some business. You know what I'm saying? I trust you.
All right.
I'll be back I'll be back to remind you, bro. So.
All right, get that big old girthy D out of here. All right.
All right, man. Sounds good, dude.
All right. Chat, let's get to like 10,000 likes. Jason says we need a tank. I would join Jason before that guy. Hello?
Yo.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, but
You're double-fisted fish. You're definitely a Trump supporter. What do you like about Trump?
what is there to not like about Trump?
He's the most controversial person to exist. What do you mean?
That's a false statement.
Okay, who's more controversial than Trump right now?
He said he's the most controversial person to ever exist.
That walks the earth right now. Yeah.
I'll give you that.
I think he's someone said Kanye. I mean, I think people easily start ditching Kanye when he started wearing the fucking swastika on his necklace. But yeah, I think Trump is his character's horrible. I think he's profoundly stupid. I think he's incapable of diplomacy. I think he can't even get along with his own people. I think he's horrible at putting people in positions in his cabinet. I think he's a liar. I think that he's made us weaker on the world stage with all of our allies. I think that his economic policy is fucking ass, horrible, incoherent. I think that he lied to get elected about that economic policy. I think that people literally have to deny like truth and fact to continue backing him.
Yeah, but he's getting these illegals out of here. You don't support that?
I think Biden did it more gracefully at a higher number, without putting in people in prison for the rest of their lives without due process. I think that was commendable. I think Trump using the migrants as political theater is pretty pathetic. I think that anybody greenlighting his actions, especially sending people to CCOT, are despicable and deserve the worst.
Do these people really need due process, though?
To go to prison for the rest of their life?
To get deported?
No, they're going straight to prison.
Not all of them.
Okay, well,
The
some
criminals,
of them.
The gang members, yeah, they're going to prison like they should.
And is who's to say like they're in a gang? Just some regular ICE agent or Trump?
I mean, you can tell when they're in a gang, You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Not really, no. I mean, that's pretty dangerous, right? You're in a gang, straight to prison.
I'm not in a gang now.
False. You're in a gang.
Arrest me.
Do you not see how this is problematic? How Trump wants to operate in the dark without any transparency, arresting people with no judge, saying, hey, that guy doesn't actually, he's not in a gang. Or that guy's not actually supposed to be sent to El Salvador. Don't do that. Trump just wants to be able to do whatever he wants. And his excuse is not that he doesn't deserve due process, that these people are so bad that it's okay.
I said we just get rid of due process altogether.
You see why we call you guys names?
What?
Saying things like that, having to defend Trump's actions with words like you just said, it's pretty bad.
I mean, do we really need due process though? Like, is that really important?
Bro, you gotta be shitting me, dude.
Like, is it really that important? Like, I think there's bigger issues on the table than fucking due process.
Listen, I agree with you. There's bigger issues on the table than immigration. You guys spending hundreds of billions of dollars on this is fucking clown shoes behavior, dude. Fucking dumb.
But see where I'm coming from though?
No. I think literally anybody who's going to be subject to being put in prison or removed from the country should have a like opportunity to present themselves in front of a judge and say, "Hey, here's my case. Like I do belong here, or I'm not part of a gang." I think they should absolutely have due process, bro. That's horrible. It's like human right. I feel that's disgusting for you to even say otherwise.
Like, we get just if you get rid of due process altogether, it'll simplify everything for citizens, non-citizens. You know what I mean?
I can't tell if you're just trolling or what, dude.
Like, it would speed up the deportation significantly, right? If we just get rid of due process.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous, bro. It's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, but it was
Those dang pesky constitutional amendments that you guys used to worship. They're getting in your way, huh?
what amendment?
The Fifth Amendment.
Which one's that?
Holy fuck! It's the one that says that all people on U.S. soil within our jurisdiction get due process.
I'm sure you could interpret the wording in that and maybe just get rid of due process. I'm sure
Berchacho.
Trump could.
All right. Well, I would love to interpret the second one to take away all of your guns. How about that?
You can't do that.
Of course I could.
That one's set in stone. There's no
No,
touching.
they're
There's no
talking.
touching.
They're talking about like the animal, like bear. They're talking about bear arms, like the arms that bears have. That's what they're talking about. You guys are fucking crazy.
There's no touch in the Second Amendment.
What do you mean?
You just can't touch it
Well, why not the fifth?
because we don't need due process. Nobody needs due process.
Yeah. Okay. No one's gonna take you seriously, bro. You're just a radicalist now. You're just anti-American, anti-patriot. If you're suggesting we do away with one of the founding principles of our country, pretty gross.
Hey, what's that?
The Fifth Amendment, the fifth thing they thought of writing down.
When was this, like fucking like 1600s? These guys were idiots. They don't know what the fuck they were writing.
Yeah, with the Second Amendment, I agree.
No, that one's smart because guns were responsible for defeating the British.
Okay, bro. See how you're contradicting yourself? 1600s,
Wait.
yeah. Come on, bro. Oh my god.
What?
When was this country founded?
Beats me.
Oh my god. Maybe stick to fishing, bro. What are those, flounder?
You what?
What are those fish you're holding?
I can't see.
Yeah, probably clownfish. If they're yours.
So you're going to ad hominems because I'm poking you in this
Hey,
debate.
dude, this is literally the smallest jab in the world. You're not taking this conversation seriously. I don't feel like you're articulating your points here, bud.
So many good points.
Heavens to Betsy.
You what?
I said heavens to Betsy. Dude, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about that you actually can defend your stance on, or Or are we gonna move on?
I don't know. Pretty set in stone on my beliefs,
That's what bigots are.
and I hope Trump follows through with what I'm thinking, and I hope he gets rid of due process for civilians, non-civilians, anybody. I don't think we need due process, to be honest.
If that were the case, Trump would be in prison right now, right?
No, because he's the head honcho.
But
He's the
before
man.
that, if we got rid of due process, Trump would be in prison right now.
Well, yeah, but I said we get rid of due process when Trump is president, so then he can't be touched because he's like
So
the guy, you know.
you are primed for authoritarianism and dictatorship. Like the people who voted for Hitler, the people who voted for Mussolini, for all these other people that were horrible leaders throughout history. You're one of the people that you're an example of who votes these types of people in the office. You're that person. I want you to know that. You're the clown
I'm
shoes,
not.
clownfish, stick to fishing.
I voted for Trump, not Mussolini.
You don't care about people's rights. You don't care about the Constitution. You're not a patriot, for sure. You don't care about the
I am a
Constitution.
patriot.
Absolutely not. If you're not here to if your allegiance is to this man who paints his face orange and not the Constitution, you're not a patriot. You're a traitor.
I'm more of a patriot than you will ever be, son.
I don't think so. I think literally you champion Trump locking people up with no due process, and I champion following the Constitution.
Well, what if the Constitution allows locking people up with no due process? If you just get rid of the Fifth Amendment, then you have no due process, then you're following the Constitution.
Yeah, but we would have to do that the right way, right? You can't just like scratch it out with a crayon. You'd have to like get all of the states to vote on it or get like a 2/3 vote in Congress. Can't just do it because the orange man says so.
Why not?
Because that's not the way we do that, right? Like the way the country operates is the way I just said.
Well, why can't we do it that way?
Because it's anti-constitutional. That itself is anti-constitutional and unpatriotic and un-American. And the things you're suggesting are, in fact, traitorous, treasonous.
But what if we just give Trump the power to like make all decisions and like
That's a king. That's a king. You guys are once again. You guys are voting for somebody to be an authoritarian because you can't think for yourselves. You think Trump is the only one with the answers.
yeah, Trump's the only person that can save this country.
That's what he's spent a lot of money on convincing y'all of. He certainly got you.
Yeah, I'm just fucking trolling you. I'm sorry. I'm bored.
Shane, I hate you. I hate your guts.
My bad, dude. Have a good one.
I hate you, Shane.
I just wanted to tell you that I've completely changed my ways. I have seen the light. Trump is king, and you are wrong. Everything that you have said is wrong. Trump is the king of the United States. Nope, I'm not done. Trump is king. He's your king. He's everyone in here's king. And you are all upset because Trump is going to fix this country. He's going to make this country what it is supposed to be.
Mermaid, you shut your pretty mouth. You shut your stupid pretty mouth.
Hi, Pickle.
I missed you.
I miss you. I miss you so much. Oh, no, I miss you so
Remember
much.
the good days when we were hanging out in person? We were just
We
hanging
were all
out.
together. It was no, that was like a fever dream. Like honestly, like
Chat, it was so good. Me and Merms just chilling hard. Stone cold chilling. Thugging
no,
it.
like honestly, like we had such a good time. I really will say that we all had such a good time. A lot of us we really just vibed together. For us to like never have met in person, that was definitely dope to see everybody together, just happy, chilling, having fun, talking to stupid Trump supporters.
When are we chilling again? When are we chilling again? What are we doing next?
I don't know. I want to do something soon. I'm going to I get to meet Josh Shapiro on Monday. I'll be with Johnny. Um and then like I think we should like do something. Like a lot of us are like really, really close. I think we should like do like an event or something. Like not like a big event,
Do you
but
guys want to
like
do Friendsgiving this year?
yes. Could you imagine? Oh, that would be so much fun. Stop it.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah.
we all like make our favorite dish, like make our favorite like meal, and everybody bring like their favorite meal, and we all just try each other's like foods and see what we all like. There's so many different like demographics of all
Yeah.
of us, and like it's so many different people, and we all just like each other different things. That would be so cool. Stop.
I'll bring
That'd
my
be so much fun.
casserole with raisins.
No, no, don't, no, no. Pickles is Juneteenth. Don't do that to me. No. Out of
uh,
all days, this is when you're going to tell me that you're going to bring something with raisins in it. Raisins, pickles.
uh, that is too funny. Unstuff the turkey tour. That is too funny, dude. Oh my god.
No, like Friendsgiving would be actually really, really cool.
Yeah,
Would you
let's.
guys like to see your whole timeline together again?
Yes, yes. I say we plan that out. Start planning. Let's make a Facebook group about it. No, not really. Let's. let's, let's start.
Pickles, that's
Let's.
so old. Stop.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling? Donald Trump is trying to put us in the middle of a proxy war.
Um, I'm just grateful that he's doing everything he promised. He's finally getting rid of the people that are eating dogs and cats. He's finally taking care of all that. Um,
Um, Kamala
he's
Harris is at a dance party with Beyonce, you
yeah.
know?
Um, I'm sorry. We do have a debate. You want to hang out? You want to hang out for a second? Do debates?
I definitely can, yeah.
All right, let's rage. Hello?
Hello? Can
Hello,
you
are
hear
you a
me?
Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
It's not really that I like Trump so much. I think I just align my morals with the right more, versus the left. So I think Trump embodies those morals more than the left would.
Okay,
You like
can you
expand on the morals a little bit?
So like I don't like I can't put it into specifics necessarily, but if you go into trans rights, if you go into, women or men playing in women's sports, trans women playing in women's sports, I think there's just a lot of, I think when you go to the left, the far left is very like far, in my opinion. So I think that pushes a lot of people away from voting Democrat. But yeah,
So your morals align with a man that was held civilly liable of assaying a woman?
uh, I don't really believe that happened, right? So
Oh.
so like she even said that it wasn't sexual. Like she
That's
went
not
on.
true.
Oh.
It's not true.
So like that doesn't so the thing about it is like it doesn't really matter what you believe because
Yeah,
the courts found him liable, right? So like regardless of like what we believe, he was liable
yeah,
of essaying
100%.
a
But
woman.
like, I'm not super educated on
So
that
there's
exact
no but behind that
subject.
though.
I think I'm not super educated on that exact topic. I'm not like I'm a dropout from high school, so like I'm not like the most educated person. I'm not good on like the policies exact, but I think overall morals when it comes to like what I feel like men are men, women are women, and like not necessarily that exact topic, but like there's just truths that we should have, and I think Trump embodies those, especially with what's going on. Like
That's
people
not
come.
really truth. That's just like hatred. And like, how about like just mind your business?
I think it is like mind your business. Like I personally don't care what another man or woman does with their lives, but when they like try push that onto my life or my future children's lives, I think that's when it becomes an actual problem when it goes into schools and all of that.
Okay, so first of all, this is something they work very hard on finding issues that you guys get charged up about. And
Yeah.
the trans issue, there are no actual victims of any of these things, like trans people in bathrooms, trans people in sports. There's literally 10 people in all of 500,000 people in that league. There's 10, like literally one more than 9.
Yeah,
That's how many
but
people. And for y'all to feel like that was where we needed to go instead of talking about like Trump having 34 felonies and being adjudicated of rape and being the most problematic person that walks the earth, I think is literally,
why do you
it's
think
just
he's
an
the most
easy
problematic person that walks the earth?
uh literally I make a living off of having his name on my screen. People
100%. But there's
yeah.
many people
Same,
that do the
same.
opposite.
The last 160 days, like, has been, I've actively been able to say something about this administration since they have been in office. You understand that, right?
Can you
Yeah.
like? I didn't understand that.
So like every day it's something different. So right now you guys are having to justify whether it's justified to go to a whole ass war for another country
Oh,
because
I
of
see what
Trump,
you mean.
or because Trump says like Kamala's not black or she just became black, or that they're eating cats and dogs, or like
Okay,
all these other things.
I feel like stuff like this is very unfair. Like I feel what I like about Trump the most is that he says what he thinks, in my opinion, right? I think out of all the presidents, he'll say what just comes through his head, right?
Yeah. He has no
So a lot of
filter.
times
He has no self-control.
he'll make jokes. He'll make like I think that's why a lot of people on the right and younger men kind of like
Yeah, but why would you want
re-
that for the president of the United States? Like,
see.
why
I,
would you want the
I think
president of the United States to be a comedian? Why would you
it's
want
not
him to
necessarily
be
a
like,
comedian, but I think it's more representative of him. Like I don't think everyone should just be stiff and not say what they think.
I
And
absolutely do think so. Like, so when we're negotiating peace with another country and he pops off, he can't control himself. Do you think that's good or bad for us? Like,
I don't think that's necessarily what
if it
happened to him.
loses,
Since
it's literally
I
what
think it's,
happens. It's
I think
literally what he's incapable of restraining himself.
I think like if you look at the number one, he's a great businessman, and if he wasn't calm and collected, I don't think he would be
he
able to.
bankrupt 3 casinos?
Yeah,
How do
but
you
he
bankrupt a
started.
casino you own? Can you
Okay, when
explain
you're
to
a
me how you
businessman,
bankrupt a
you can
casino?
go bankrupt, but he's a self-made billionaire. Like,
Wait. No,
No,
that's a
he's
lie
not.
too.
Not true.
okay,
He inherited 430 billion or million dollars from his parents, which in
but
today's
and
money is a lot of
turn
money.
that into a lot more,
That's
right?
but that's not a
That's not
self-made
true.
billionaire.
Okay, not so sorry if I'm not like from the bottom, but like
And also, he's
any
in debt
person that's an
more than he was
entrepreneur
given.
can say, okay, he's taken that money and turned it into a lot more. That's a good businessman. Like I feel like we should be able to agree on that at least.
No. Literally, if you just track his life, his financial life, his banks have had to put him on a $500,000 allowance because he just hemorrhages money. And even today, like he's a good businessman. Let's look at his fucking Trump phone. This is how shitty of a businessman he
That,
is.
I swear that's comedic. There's he
It's
has
comedic to me.
Wait, Pickles. Is the Trump phone being built in
Of
China?
course it is. It says it's not, and it is. It says it's not, and it is. So,
So how would you know that it is built in
because we
China?
don't have a phone manufacturing facility in the United States, bro.
But like you can still manufacture phones in the United States.
Not
No,
for
you can't.
$500. No, you cannot.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I feel like you have no proof to back that statement up. Like
Dog, it will likely be made in China. It will.
most likely, or like I don't even know about the phone. Like I thought I saw that and I thought it was a joke, but
It's not, and he's actually, and you can't even get service on it right now. And the processor, the T1 processor, all this stuff, it just says there's just no way. There's absolutely no way it's going to be made in America. The cost of the parts versus how much it takes, the technology that China has versus what we have, and this is how bad it is. This is how bad Trump phone mistakes.
I think we could talk about something better than the Trump phone.
No, this we're talking about Trump's business. This is Trump's latest venture, and
Yeah.
he has things on here that are very blatantly horrible. Like in the storage, it says storage 16 gigabytes, when that should be the memory. It says memory 1 terabyte. No consumer phone has a 1 terabyte memory. You know the difference between memory and storage, right?
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay, well that's RAM, like RAM in a computer. Like for instance, the average computer is 16 gigabytes of RAM.
I don't think he's
like the
dropping it.
specs were wrong on the website. That's how backwards his businesses are. He's like a, you see this like people on the side of the street with like watches inside of their jacket, like, so that's who Trump is. He just puts his name on everything and he tries to sell you in grift
I mean,
with
if
his
you
name.
look at he has 3 hotels in Hollywood and Florida. Super great hotels, world-class hotels. Does a bad businessman just build 3 hotels that are some of the best in Florida? Like,
Yeah, so does he own those directly?
I actually don't know. I mean, he has his name on it, so I'd assume he has like.
Yeah, you can have your name on something if you invest enough money into it and not
Yeah, I mean,
actually own it,
investing is a
or
part of
only
what a
get
businessman should be doing, though.
smaller percentage of it, right? I don't think he owns those hotels, right? And with that, then that would mean that the revenue that the hotels do bring in would be split in many different ways. So he wouldn't
So,
actually be
what
making
I
as
think
much
I
as you think
consider.
that he would from those hotels, right?
Can I? Well, out of the hotels, I think what you consider a good businessman is someone who turns a certain amount of money into a lot more money, and he's done that unequivocally.
But
Like
he loses more than he gains.
You
And you
equate
can see
so
that
you
from his
equate
financial
him
records.
taking a large sum of money and making it a little bit larger.
it's not a little bit larger; it's a lot larger.
Literally, it's just a tiny bit larger. He made 40% of his self-worth right now since the beginning of this most recent presidency
Number
by
one,
through like meme
he's
coins.
the only president of all time that's ever lost money when he goes into
That's just a lie.
When he ran last presidency, he lost money.
Okay, that's
He
just a
didn't make
lie.
money.
His net worth is literally not, it's private, and he's got caught lying about his net worth. That's why he got in trouble with the New York lawsuit. Remember that? He literally just lies about his self-worth all the time. And he literally enriched himself by golfing at his golf course almost 200 times during his last presidency, using tax dollars to pay for all the rooms, for all those Secret Service agents to have $7 bottles of water, and to pay deluxe fees to stay in each of those rooms. He literally used the presidency to enrich himself. It's a complete lie, what you were saying.
I from the stats, I can't bring. See, it's hard for me to argue with these stats because I don't have them up in front of me, right? But I remember seeing stats that it was his last election. He was one of the only presidents that lost net worth.
Yeah, I know.
Right? That
I
didn't
know.
make money.
You're
just saying
I would
like
love
those,
to think
those
so.
are all just like
Yes.
he inflated them.
Yes.
Okay, so can we talk about something that's moral that we can't say, oh, he just inflates, that's a lie, whatever? Can we talk something that's like almost simple, but like that you think that you would be able to just like back me into a corner, and I would have to like admit, like, okay, yeah, you're right.
I can go more into this. Okay, so Trump lying about his own self-worth. In the New York case, he
No,
was
I'm saying
caught.
like morally, like one of the bigger moral issues.
Okay, yeah, he got caught stealing from a children's cancer charity. He can no longer operate a charity in New York. He got caught operating a shitty university, a fraudulent university. Got fined $25 million to shut that down.
See what I mean? Like, I'm saying like morally, right? Since all of this is like,
Is it not immoral to steal from a children's cancer
Hey,
charity?
can you
I'm
define
talking about,
moral?
I'm trying to say like some of the bigger moral issues that left and right argue about.
Am I okay? Like, can you what do you think that morals are?
No, so like I'm saying not like these are like instances. I'm saying, can we talk about one of the bigger problems, like
Cheating on all your wives.
no, like
I
the
don't
amount
know.
of deportation that's happening right now.
Okay, sure. Trump deporting people to a prison in El Salvador, paying that prison $6 million to take people who have no criminal background in either country. How about that? With no due process.
Who did he take that had no criminal background?
70% of the people on that flight had no criminal background.
And so they were just assumed, like, did they have tattoos? They didn't go to the streets.
So some some fuckface that works for ICE that makes 50 grand a year gets to decide your tattoos mean you go to jail or prison for the rest of your life with no judge hearing. That's what you're okay with?
Didn't he? No, I'm not necessarily okay with that. I'm not saying that's right. I was a legal citizen myself until last year. Why are your eyes open like that?
Until last year, bro. Wait. What? Are we getting pranked?
So you don't sympathize at all with people who are here without documentation?
No, so I was here without documentation, and my mom. I was born in Sweden, right? My father didn't. He wasn't like we didn't. He's an American, but my mom never put him on like my papers and stuff. Right? So I was a legal citizen, and even my mom agrees. Like, we came into this country illegally. If they wanted to deport us, they can deport us. That's fine.
That's
right?
fine. You don't think that you were here with no ill intentions? You don't feel like people like you don't deserve to be like imprisoned for the rest of their life?
See, for me, it wasn't my choice to come to this country.
And same thing with a lot of people he's deporting.
But that's like what comes with, if I'm a parent and I say, okay, I'm going to take my children across the border illegally, or I come on a flight, which what my mom did and overstayed, right? If I do that, I have to reap the consequences. Just kind of how I feel like if you're having sexual interactions with a woman.
Wait. So do you think that you're like so do you refer to yourself as like a criminal? Like, because like that's what, like, you understand that you are and was what Donald Trump speaks about so badly about every single day, and it's like,
I mean,
it's almost
it's a
like you
problem.
don't care.
We can't just have no open borders.
So are you a
Nobody's-
criminal?
Just open the borders.
Nobody opened the borders, dude.
Huh?
Nobody opened the borders.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but like, we want to get less people crossing the border, right?
Why?
I think, what?
Why?
Because no country should just have people walking into their borders. Like,
Nobody's doing that. They were all encountered by this Customs Border Patrol.
And they're getting let in, or they were getting let in.
No, nobody changed the laws to just let extra people in. We just had a large amount of people, and a large amount of people were told no, and a large amount of people were told yes.
Okay, and so how do you feel about, like, there was I'm not sure exactly about the numbers. There's 300,000 kids that went missing and unaccounted for.
That's something that
crossing.
Trump used to lie to you about. He lied about this. This is a random number that was pulled from an ICE statistic. And these 300 people were from between the years of 2019 and 2023, meaning this was also in his presidency. So he's also responsible for a part of these children he says were just misplaced. But these are all children who were not receiving notice to appear in court. So they're just children who have not received notice to appear in court. They're not missing. They're not dead. They're not kidnapped. These are just things to get you guys to freak out. And it's very sad that after you find out the truth on this, you're still going to be like, oh, well, I trust him.
No. I'm telling you, like, I'll be reasonable. Like, I'm not, I think I'm open enough to be reasonable to know when I'm wrong, right? Like you're beating me on a lot of the statistics right now, but like, what would you do, or what would Kamala do, right? That's so much better than like, what are we gonna do with all the illegal people that are here? Just like let them live?
Yeah, thank God. Yes. What's going like? What's the bad outcomes of just keeping them here?
It's not necessarily bad outcomes, but we have certain laws, right? You can't. It's
Dude,
illegal,
you guys
right?
you guys literally elected
Wow.
a felon into office. The
Okay.
country is very less likely to care about the law, considering the
I think
highest
those
position
charges.
in.
I think those charges are BS.
Okay, can you tell
Wait,
me?
but
Okay, go ahead.
no, I'm so sorry. Wait, but like I'm just not understanding like the way that you're like going about this and how you're speaking about this as if it's just the worst thing for anyone to come into this country, whereas you came into this country. Did
It's
you
not
do
the
bad
worst.
things?
No, I didn't. But it's not necessarily I do bad things, but we have laws, right? And we have to upload those whole laws. If I came into
Our
this country
borders were
using
never
clothes,
closed. Like we
huh?
have immigration here. Our borders were never closed. We
It's not
have
necessarily
immigration.
about being closed, right? It's like if I come into the country illegally, I shouldn't be here. I should come into the country legally.
Okay, here's my question. So we have a certain amount of budget, like amount of money every year to like focus on what laws we want to enforce,
Yes.
and we have to be tasteful. Like, okay, we can do it to where we're saving more lives or we're helping more children or something like that. And for instance, I live next to a highway, and people are speeding all the time. They're like,
Yeah.
I don't lay awake at night and be like, we live in a country of laws, and they're speeding. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I don't focus on those things. And even if I were to, I think it would be more justified than this migrant thing. This migrant thing, for
Really.
instance, last year led to 29 deaths. Immigrants caused 29 deaths last year. So
No, that's not true.
if we're gonna take a few $100 billion, we're gonna start attacking things. That's probably the last thing I would look at.
I don't believe that stat.
Okay,
All illegal immigrants only caused 29 deaths last year.
yeah, that's actually coming from our Customs and Border Patrol.
I don't know. I'm not sure. See, like I gotta get more educated on like the actual stats and stuff.
Here
But
you
like
go.
that just sounds so
This is our
unplausible.
this is our .gov. Trump's in office right now, and if it were different, he would correct it, right? When he started
I
this
have no
whole
clue.
thing, in 2017, the amount of
Yeah.
people that were killed by migrants was 3, 1, 2, 3. And he's still convinced y'all that this was the biggest priority in the world, that we need to build
I
a
don't think
wall, all this shit.
so. How many illegal immigrants are in the country? Do you know that?
Roughly 12 million.
So you think there's 12 million people, and out of those 12 million people, 3 people got killed,
Yes.
or they killed 3 people?
Yes,
Yeah, I
that
don't
is
believe that.
literally the statistics. Yes.
Because whether you kind of like it or not, there's gang members that come into.
And they don't. I mean, the thing
You
is,
don't think
when
they're killing people?
I think it's hard to say that this is an actual problem without you being able to be like, okay, well, here are the real stats, right? Like Trump has just been saying this to you. His campaign has been saying this to you. That's why you're in disbelief. But there's
I mean,
no
I haven't
evidence to
really
back
watched
this.
Trump's campaign. One guy, the only guy I really listen to is Charlie Kirk, and then I listen to some other people, but I don't like that stat. I think it's there has to be something more to it, you know?
Well,
Like
that would be
there's
on you to figure out. I've been doing this for almost a
yeah.
year. No one's been able to pull up a stat that says otherwise.
But I feel like that's just common sense. If 12 million people come in, there's going to be more than 3 deaths. Like
Well, it hasn't happened. I mean, like, you guys have used Lake and
maybe
Riley for 3 years straight. Surely you'd be able to have a different person, right?
what did you say? Sorry.
You remember Lake and Riley?
Lake and Riley. No, I don't know.
Okay, well, there's one young
That's a
girl that
first.
was used in the media for years and years. They beat it like a dead horse. She was like one victim, and you'd think that they would be able to do more than one victim over the course of years.
I mean, that's the same thing with like BLM. I think with all the black rights and stuff.
Excuse me?
I think that's the same thing with BLM. Like
That's statistically incorrect. Like no, absolutely not. BLM happened because that continuously happens to African Americans in this country, continuously by the
Uh,
police.
I genuinely,
If you think that
personally,
we only marched for George Floyd just because that was like a first once in a lifetime type of thing, wake up, buddy.
oh no, I personally think, you guys might go crazy about this one. I personally think we don't have racism in this country.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
All
It's
right.
Juneteenth
You
pickles. I don't
don't.
know if I can do
Hey,
this on
happy
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth, Merms.
I don't know if I can
Uh,
do this on Juneteenth. Like I can't. What on the day?
love
See,
it.
like I genuinely don't think we have much racism in this country. I think it's taken out of context, especially with the George Floyd thing, right? Like there was nothing that really happened that mentioned his race, right? There was nothing. It was a terrible. I don't think the cop was necessarily right. He did what he was taught.
No, there's no standard procedures that makes you put your foot on someone's neck for multiple minutes until they can't breathe. That's not procedure. Let me help you out, okay? We have studies. We have
I know about
studies.
that.
We have
But so-
studies. We have studies that just say, hey, did you know that if you're a patient in a hospital and you are a black person, you're less likely to receive things like painkillers because they just don't believe you're in pain? We have literal statistics that just show that
Or
on
the
paper.
mortality rate
Infant
of
mortality.
Black women in this country because of medical racism that's been in here
Yeah.
since slavery, with the fathers of gynecology
Yeah.
who were literally performing procedures on African American slaves without anesthesia because they felt as though we feel pain
I think
differently.
if you talk to any doctor today, like it would just be like, no. That's,
Okay. Yeah, of course.
That's categorically wrong.
It's called subconscious. Like whether you're sitting around calling people the N-word and not distributing painkillers, or if you're just like, I don't even, I'm not racist yet. Your actions subconsciously, you are doing racist things. That is different.
I don't think that's wrong, right? I think as humans, we make assumptions about people when we see them. Like if you genuinely, like, I think, like you look at someone, I don't believe that someone looks at somebody and has no assumptions, right? And no bias towards someone.
Yes, and those biases are taught, and those are like people like my
No, they're not
racist
taught.
parents. Yes, they absolutely are.
If you look at, I'm black. Before I say this, right? I'm half black, so
Excuse me?
I'm half black. I'm mixed.
Where are your parents from?
My dad, I don't know his exact. I know he's dark, like he's really dark, but I don't know his. I personally
Am I
don't.
being pumped?
No, you can go look at my Instagram right now. Like I post a lot.
Okay. Okay, we've got multiple other studies, okay? I can keep going. We have a study that shows that police officers tend to pull over people of color during the
Can I get to my
daytime
point?
more than they do during the nighttime. We
I get to
also
my
have
point?
studies that show that black people receive 20% longer prison sentences than white people when it comes
Can
to
I
the same
please get to my point?
crime. Okay, go
Can I
ahead.
please?
You could
I
talk
think-
about stop and frisk, which predominantly
May I
targeted African Americans.
May I please get to my point? My point is, right, I think humans work off bias. That's just engraved in our head, right? I think when you see someone, you judge them, and I think that's perfectly fine. I think we should be doing that. Otherwise, you're dumb. If you look at someone and you're not judging them, I think, like, if someone has a mask on, you're gonna be like, okay, maybe I should stay away from that person, right? Like if they have a ski mask and a hoodie, if you look how black people represent themselves, it's not great. And I can say that as a black person.
Come on, dude.
Right? Not all black people,
All right.
but a good majority.
Excuse me?
Right?
Is it how we present ourselves that we're not good people? Is that
No,
what you're selling me?
No.
I'm trying to
Look,
figure
if
out
you
what
look-
is it that wait, first of all, what is it that you feel is, well, actually I don't really care because this is all based in feelings, but
No, this
statistically
isn't
speaking,
feelings.
one
This isn't
second, I'm
feelings.
still speaking. One second, I'm still
My
speaking.
bad.
This is all based in feelings, which you've been coming up here and telling us, but statistically speaking, systematic racism is still something that is live and well in America, regardless of how you feel. If you just want to be a racist because you want to be a racist, that's on you. But regardless, the systemic racism that is still thriving in this country is real and is still happening. So no one cares how you feel
can
Especially
I?
not me as a black woman. I don't know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
May I
Chat,
I
Cash App Venmo in the bio. If y'all are asking, yes, there are pay to kicks. There are.
sorry. The main point I was trying to make is right. Like the way I think if all like black young boys start dressing in suits, right, there wouldn't be as much. They wouldn't be getting shot. They wouldn't be having things like this happening to them. It's not because of the color of their skin. I think it's because the people we.
So what you're telling me is that a black boy could be outside in a graphic t-shirt riding his bicycle, and that gives well enough reason for him to be pew pew just because
Not
he isn't in a
necessarily
suit.
that, but if you look
Is
at
that
the
what you're
people,
saying?
if you look at
Well,
the
I mean
people,
that is an example of slightly an example of something that did happen to Trayvon Martin, who was literally minding his business in a hoodie with some Skittles.
I don't know about Trayvon Martin, but
Oh my god.
What?
if you look at the way the
This isn't
number
real.
number one, if you look at the people that young black kids look up to, it's rappers, it's people talking about
Dude,
shooting.
70% of rap is consumed by white people. Stop it. You're wrong on every account.
Okay, I just left school. I guarantee you, more black kids listen to rap than white kids.
No, 70% of rap consumers are white. Try again.
Okay, I don't know where you're getting that stat, like because I was never asked, oh, who do you listen to? Do you listen to this? And I'm a black kid. Like it's I don't know how you're getting those
Can you
stats.
like, okay, so listen, when I have a conversation with someone, I don't have to specify that I'm a black kid, right? I need for you to stop doing that or turn on your camera because it's really freaking me out.
He doesn't have a
What do you
camera
mean?
to turn. He doesn't have camera privileges. Luckily, I mean, I don't know. Here's the study. This is the AR overview. 70% of rap music consumers are white, in a study from the 2000s.
It's from
Dude,
2000s.
yeah, I know, and those people are still
Rap was
alive
completely
today.
different. Number
I'm
one,
sure
rap
it's
was
even
completely
more
different.
today.
NMM was around. Like no one listens to NMM anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Bro, we have so many white rappers now.
no,
Eminem
I'm
was like
saying
the one white rapper back then. Now there's so many.
okay. I know, but like it's that was from the 2000s. Like, if you just go, I think you'll see.
Wait, Pickles. You could figure this out by looking at demographic statistics for concerts like 21 Savage or Travis Scott, specifically those. Because and Lil Baby, like that are predominantly consumed by white people. Predominantly consumed.
I think if you look at young black men, I think it's the way they present themselves. I think it's not the best most of the time. From my experience, this is my experience. I don't have stats to necessarily back this up. I've moved 40 times over my high school career, and in every black school, majority black school, they weren't necessarily. I was in that. I was like, I listened to a lot of rap. I completely changed. Um, but I think having bias is okay, and I think it's more a culture problem than anything else. The people we look up to, the dads leaving the home more than any other race, I believe. Right, a fatherless home mixed with who are you looking up to, who are you listening to on the daily basis, and what do you think is cool, right? I think all of that mixed with you know black people believing in racism so much, like I think they believe in it to a point where it's like they're gonna say stuff that's not
I'm putting
has
my daughter
nothing
in
to
the
do.
car, so I couldn't like get off of mute for a second. But what you just said was a lie as well. Like about the fathers in the home or fathers staying with the mothers. That statistically speaking would be white men are actually more common to leave and not be in the home.
Um, Candy, thank you so much for the kick. And Courtney, thank you so much for the $10. Guys, his camera didn't have. He had no camera privileges. Like the little camera icon next to his name turned off. Cars, someone paid to kick you. Come back some other time. Dog, you might want to maybe sit back and listen to some political lives before you share your own political opinions for a while. I just I mean there were some real bad takes there, guy. Real bad take ones. I'm sorry, real bad takes. I can't. I'm still trying to process what was going on there.
For that to be my first debate with you, here is insane.
Holy coal. Yeah. Wow. Oh. Chat. Tap the screen. If you. Yeah. Someone said caller was a minor. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Also, guys, please give Mermaid a follow if you enjoy this content. She does the same type of debates all the time. Someone says I still live in my mom's basement. I do live in a basement. It's not my mom's. Stop making fun of me. It's a pretty fucking sick basement.
Thanks for having me. How we doing?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Kinda not. I voted for him in 2020. Hesitantly did not vote for anybody in the 2024 election because I thought what happened right now with Israel and Iran would happen, and Trump ran on no new wars, and he also ran on mass deportations, and now he's going back on both those things, and I was for both those things. So I'm more for the 2016 Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump currently is actually shilling for other people slightly. But there are Trump policies I could defend very well if you want to debate specific things there, if you want to debate about the things I said, or if you want to debate about the things you were talking about with the guy before me. I think that guy was... That's the type of person who makes Republicans look bad, because I understand, like, while he's talking, I understood the points he was trying to make, but he didn't have the statistics or facts to back any of the points up. And like half the points he would start and then just get lost in and then accept defeat because he wouldn't know what he was talking about. But I'll let you go on from there.
All right. What policies do you really like about Trump that he did?
In his current term, or like I said, the 2016 version?
2016.
I like that he campaigned on mass deportations. I don't think he was able to get to the numbers that Barack Obama and Bill Clinton were able to get to, sadly. But I love the idea of mass deportations. I don't support the invasion that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris allowed.
Well, here's the thing. Again, like you just mentioned, Democrats usually are better at deportation. And we don't make a spectacle out of it. We don't use it as political theater to get people riled up. That's probably why you voted for him, because you like maybe the hatred they espouse.
I think you guys are better about it because Republicans... I think one of the biggest differences, and one of the things I'll tip my hats to Democrats on, and I want to throw my other stance and how I really feel about politics. I think Republicans and Democrats, I think they all suck. Everyone shit stinks. And like, we all have to realize that there is a middle ground to everything. Like, the far left sucks, the far right sucks.
Again, so like they made this political theater. They also lied to you about the invasion thing, open borders. There's no proof to that. There's, when you actually look at it and go, oh,
there's proof that they abused the asylum loophole.
Oh, but that's legal, right?
Yeah, but that's like saying that you can't bitch at Trump's tax crimes because they're technically legal. Or when the girl earlier was saying that Trump's reports more money in losses, and he does that for tax reasons, and they constantly complain at him for that, calling it tax fraud, but it's technically legal. So if you guys stop complaining about that, then
you're conflating.
yeah,
like, so Trump does have years where he
loopholes should not be allowed to advance your political agenda, and it shouldn't be for taxes. I agree there, and it should not be for
you're
illegal
conflating. You're conflating the same thing. So like you're worried about these people who are getting their claims adjudicated. They take 6 to 7 years to take advantage of the asylum system on false claims of asylum. We could argue that the asylum process is too strict. We could also